Hey guys, let's talk about living intentionally. Okay, and I have mentioned this in my previous video, me getting back to my purposeful living. This video, it is just all about living intentionally. So let's get into the video. Hey, what's up beautiful people? How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another sit down video where we talk of personal development. And if you're new here, I am Onyinye Obiora. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please do well to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, or you're just new here. If you end up enjoying this video, yeah, so let's get into what we have today. This video is all about purposeful living. Okay, I'm talking about everything about purposeful living, everything. So like I asked earlier, what comes to your mind when you hear intentional living? What comes to your mind when you hear purposeful living? Okay, I'm going to break it down. Living a life intentionally, it simply means being in control of your choices, being in control of the choices you make in life, taking responsibility of the choices you make. Let me tell you what this does for you. Living an intentional life is living a focused life, because here you already know this is what I am pursuing, this is where I am headed. Okay, and everything you're doing, the actions you're taking, you're being intentional about it. You know what you're doing, you know the action that you want to take. When situations that comes around, you're like, what do I do? You don't just jump into doing it, but you have to think. Ask yourself, if I take these actions, if I take this action, or if I take this step, what will be the result? Okay, that is basically what living a purposeful life is about, is living a conscious life. Okay, living a conscious life, living that you know what you know what you're doing, you know where you're going to, and you're focused in that goal, you're focused in that direction where you are headed. Mind you, purposeful living is not a perfect lifestyle. It doesn't mean that you're living a perfect life. This is just you living a life with direction. Okay, living a life with direction, not just living. This is what living intentionally is. Now let's move on to how you can get into this game of living intentionally. First thing first, you must know what you want. Yes, you must know what you want. And then you ask. Some people might not know what exactly they want. If you fall into the category of not knowing what you want, this is what to do. You ask yourself, what are your goals? What are your dreams? What are your values? What are your priorities? And you might still ask and still not get exactly what it is. If you still struggle to figure out what any of this is, then you ask yourself, what is that one thing? What is that one thing that make you to wake up in the morning, get yourself up from your bed in the morning? Or what is that thing that triggers me into getting into work? Okay, ask yourself that question. That way you get to know what exactly you want, or what you want to work for, what you want to work towards. And then once you've gotten that out of the way, the next thing you want to do is to align all of this. Align all of this which you have stated out. What I mean by aligning it is putting like the most important to you first. All right, this is what it is. If, okay, let's assume there is this dream job you want to get. That is like your most focus right now. You're going to put that at the top and start working, start thinking of, how do I get this job? What are the things I need to do to get to this job or get to this place? Okay, and then the second one might be you want to get a house, or you want to rent a better place. You put that there and you're working towards it as well. But to just know like the first thing, like the most of all, what you want.
After you've done this, you want to make an action plan, like what actions you want to be taking, how you intend to get this, or to get to that point where you want to be. You make action plans, the actions you'll be taking, how you're going to walk towards on a daily basis to this place or this person you want to become.
And align them that way and work towards them on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. Believe me, those little steps you make every day count. Okay, I need to say this before I proceed. Living an intentional life, there are sacrifices you're going to make. This shouldn't scare you. Okay, this doesn't mean that it's that hard. It doesn't mean that it's that difficult thing that you can do. There are sacrifices you need to make. You might want to drop some lifestyle, you might want to drop some habits, you might want to drop some things. There are definitely sacrifices you need to make, probably waking up earlier than you used to, or dropping some habits like I just said. Now let's get into the steps on how to get into the game of purposeful living. I need to say this before I proceed. These steps that I'm about to list right now are something, it's not something that you just do once. They are something you do regularly, you do often. Okay, that way it keeps bringing you back, even with sometimes you might just go off the lane and you might not know, but repeating these things often is going to help you always be in track. So the first thing, like I said, the first thing is make time for reflection. This means have that time, make that time when you think of the present, think of your current state, think of what is where you are now. Okay, think of where you are now and think of what are the things that need to be changed. Think of where you are now, identify those things that need to be changed, those things that need to be improved. And then to the next thing you want to do is check in yourself. Just like I said, it's not something you do, all these steps are not something you do once. Check in yourself often as much as you can. Okay, checking yourself often, ask yourself, where am I now, where am I now, where am I coming from? Okay, what are the things I'm doing, what are the things that I'm doing now that I'm not supposed to do, what are the things that I'm doing now that are not in my list of things to think do. About each area of your life. Okay, think about every area of your life. Ask yourself, where am I now, what are these things I just mentioned it, what are these things that I'm doing that I'm not supposed to do, what are these habits that I'm doing, what are these habits that I have now that I need to drop, what are those things that I do, what are these friends that I have that does not contribute to this person I am working towards to become. Okay, yes, check every area of your life from your work. What's this work that I'm doing, does it have any positive impact in me? Do I have to stop it? Do I have to continue? Be honest with yourself. This is very important. Be very honest while you're doing all of these things that I said earlier. You have to be very honest with yourself. Believe me, it's sometimes very difficult to be honest with ourselves. Okay, being honest with yourself is one step closer to getting success. Okay, getting things right. Like, okay, let's assume you have this particular bad habits, and when you tell yourself the truth, okay, this thing you're doing is not right, tell yourself that this thing I'm doing is not right, and how do I go about it? Be honest with yourself. The first thing to making change, a huge change in your life, is being honest with yourself. This is a general thing. Be honest with yourself. Tell yourself the truth, even when it's very hard to do. Just tell yourself the truth. That way you feel a bit relieved and ready to make changes if changes needs to be made. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do is turn your goals into tangible action steps. Yes, this is what it is. Break your goals down. Okay, break them down into pieces, put them in a way that looking at it, it would not overwhelm you, it wouldn't scare you. Okay, making those steps every single day, those little piece of actions that you take every day goes a long way at the end of the day. Okay, so please do well to break your goals into tangible, into little just make them achievable. Imagine that person you want to become. Okay, imagine that you have become that person. Always think of it that, oh, this is me when I get here, this is where I am headed to. Imagine yourself being that person you're working so much, you're working so hard or so much to become. Okay, imagine yourself being that person and think of what you will be doing, or what you'll be doing then. You know, think of all of that, and believe me, it goes a long way as well. It motivates you, it give you that motivation of wanting to do more, to work hard to get in there. Okay, and as well you want to get to have people who are with you in this place. Try to take away those people who are not contributing to this journey with you, to that path you've chosen to go. Try to do away with them and follow the right person. Okay, this might be a bit off from what I'm saying, but it is very important I say it. Okay, get to walk or follow those people, walk with those people who know what will support you in that part you're going. Okay, yeah, and this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this time here with me today. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. I will see you guys in my next one. I love you all. See you in the next one.